Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are talking again about Charmers, the Charmers deck that I have, and today we're going to be talking about Possessed Trap card. Now, these four spell and trap cards are essential to my Charmers deck, and today we're just going to focus on one of these trap cards because it's so dense, it's so overpowering. It's really important to get this one right. And that card is this one right here. Now, why do I have these other ones over here? Because these cards are so essential. This one's a field card. And these are a continuous spell and a continuous trap card. I call this the magic triangle. It does not have a name, but I call this the magical triangle. Because if you have these three cards right here and a charmer, let me pull out a charmer. Yes, a charmer. You have these three cards on the field and a charmer like this. It is close to impossible to destroy this charmer. Number one, your opponent cannot activate spell cards if you control a spellcaster. So you can't activate spell cards. Number two, you can't destroy it by battle because of this card right here. Charmers cannot be destroyed by battle because of this one right here. This one cannot be destroyed by card effects. So even if you have an effect that pops this monster, or you have a trap card that pops this monster, you cannot destroy it. The only way to destroy this monster, number one, you got to destroy this card first. Now you can activate spell trap cards. Then you can pop this card right here. Then you can destroy it by battle. But by that time, you already used most of your resources. And you thinned out your hand. Now let's say you destroy this one by battle. Somehow. Or let's say you got rid of those two cards and then you pop it with a card effect. It's the only way to destroy it now. You destroyed it. This card says, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is already face up from your deck, you can special summon one spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from your deck. So you could pop another charmer. As long as it's a different attribute. So there you go. Now they're gonna have to try to destroy this one with a card effect also. And by that time they used around 3 or 4 cards or a few effects, so they will not be able to continue. So that's the magic triangle. We're going to talk about that in another video. Today what I want to talk about is this card right here. Possessed Partnership. Now, a lot of people overlook this card because it's basically a Call of the Haunted, and if you draw this on your first turn, it's basically a brick because you have to special summon one spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from your graveyard. And everybody knows around your first turn, you're not going to have any monsters in your graveyard. So you see where it says special summon one spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from your hand or graveyard in attack position or face down defense position. Now, alright, so that's another thing. It can give you an extra monster if you have it in your hand. See, most of these charmer monsters and familiar monsters here have 1500 defense. Even though this is a familiar, it has 1500 defense. So you can, let's say you have these cards right here. You set this one down. Let's say you normal summon this card right here. And then you set this one down. The most optimal time to activate this card is when your opponent normal summons their first monster. So you pass your turn, right? You normal summon this, and this is your hand right here, right? You could probably even put that one on there too. So it's your opponent's turn, and they normal summon a monster. Usually the first monster they normal summon, then they use that monster to special summon another monster. So as soon as your opponent normal summons a monster, chain this to the first monster that they normal summoned. And then normal or special summoned. So someone says, all right, I'm going to normal summon or special summon this monster. Now the very first monster that they normal or special summon, chain this card to it. And make sure you have one or two monsters right here. Now you can special summon a card with 1500 defense right here during your opponent's turn. Now, why is that important? You can't attack with it, right? Make sure that when you normal summon, it has a different attribute than the one that you have in the field already. Because look what it says. Special summon one spellcaster monster of 1500 defense from your hand or graveyard in attack position or face down defense position. Then, if you control monsters with two or more different attributes, you can destroy one face-up card on the field. Alright, that's the important part right there. So, you know, you have this down, right? And you have this in your hand. And your opponent says, oh, I special summon this monster. Well, you say chain. I chain that monster. Boom. Normal summon this and pop their monster. Boom. Now the thing that they were going to either link summon, or they're going to say, oh, because I special summon this, now I could normal summon 2 times, or I could special summon this, or I can link summon that. So you destroyed their summoning chain as soon as possible on the first summon. That's how you break their boards. You don't let them summon certain things. And now this goes to your graveyard. The cool thing about this card also is if you have one of these in your graveyard, before you had this, you could banish this, pop this to your hand. Let's read this. I think it's the second or third sentence. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one possessed continuous spell trap in your graveyard. Continuous spell/trap in your graveyard. Place it face up on your field. You can only use this possessed partnership effect per turn and only once that turn. So not only does it summon it, it places it on there. So let's redo that scenario. All right. This is your card right here. It's your turn. It's your turn. You normal summon this Charmer, right? Then you special summon this Gigabyte because you have a spellcaster, you could special summon it. Now, let's say it's your first turn. You set this one down, knowing that you have this in your, or let's say it's like your third turn, and you have this in your graveyard. So you see it has a different attribute than this one right here. Now it's your opponent's turn, and he says, I special summon this card right here because of whatever. You say, I chain that card with Possessed Partnership. I could special summon this card right here. And if I have two cards with different attributes, I can pop one card. Even if it was a spell card, you could have popped the spell card. So you pop their card. Boom. You stop their link summoning. This goes to your graveyard. Then you can banish this. Pull this card from your graveyard, and it will set on your opponent's turn right here. Now, this one right here, monsters you control gain 300 attack for each different attribute you control, right? So you have 3 different attributes right here. That card just boosted all these by 900 attack. So this one now becomes 2400 attack. This one becomes 1400 attack. Also, Charmer and familiar possessed monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So now they're protected by card effects. So you can't Regeki these cards right here. So that's how powerful this card is right here. It's all because of this one card. So as soon as I get a third one, I'm going to run 3 of these in my deck. Because it's a pretty cool card. It comes in clutch. This is like a clutch card. You don't want to draw this on your first turn or second turn. Maybe on your second turn. But if you draw 3 of these, you might have a brick, but it's rare that you draw all 3 of these. So that's it. That's the tricks for this card right here, Possessed Partnership. Very important card to learn how to play and use effectively when you're battling your opponents. Thank you guys for watching.